So I guess I'll go over the clips from what I feel to be most practical to least practical. There's six main clips that I think are practical in drylagging, and then there's a few others that could be useful, but either are considered too hard to use right now, or aren't really, like, there's no real point to them right now. So yeah, I'll just get into that. So just break this to go to the first clip. I'll just play this out, because why not? Ah, Emerald Leaf, that's a rare piece. Funny. Anyway, we're gonna ignore that. So the first one, as I'm sure you already know, box clip. If you just hold down right in the corner, you leave. Real simple, real easy, real practical. Everyone should know this clip. It's kind of just extremely useful. The next most useful, and I say it's the next most useful because it's the only one that's actually like applicable for a lot of jail sets, is the apartment clip, which I know you've already seen. Basically, you aim at this corner, you can be a little to the left or the right, but you gotta be close to the corner. And when you get close, you jump, and as you jump, you transition to up left. This is what's called a 51% clip. Where basically, as long as you're not like actively pushing yourself towards leaving the area, like as long as you're like pushing against it, so in this case going left, but you're pushing against something that geometry that will send you right, you can clip out even though logic dictates that you should not be able to. As you can see, it's definitely finicky. You don't need to give yourself as much, yeah. I was giving myself way too much room to set it up. The corner thing is also not too precise, but I'm trying to make sure I hit it as much as possible for the example. You could also be at a sharper angle and still get it. Almost got it. What really matters is the timing of your jump and your angle. Generally, if you're not getting it, you're probably jumping too early. But it may not be the issue, that's most commonly the issue. You jump like pretty much exactly as you reach the thing. Like obviously that was not going to work, because I was just messing around, but like you can see, you can do it from real steep angles as long as you have your angle on point. Like that was incredibly steep. I don't think I've ever done it that far before. But yeah, that is definitely the second most practical clip. Our P3's over here, by the way. Yeah. Funny confirms that moment. The third most practical, this is pretty much only used for corner sets, because first load corner is almost always face side. So you'll just come over here, you'll see your P3, you already know your P2 is corner, and instead of going all the way back to box clip, it is faster to use face clip. How you do this, you line yourself up under the middle of this back chin, not too far forward, not too far back, generally like right around the middle. Like this should probably work. I could probably even be a little closer, I think that'd be preferable. You do the inputs to set up a spiral, face left, and then spiral while neutral sticking. I actually had it and then I lost it. But you do want to be under the middle of the chin, which sometimes priming the spiral input can definitely make that more of a challenge. But yeah, once you do it, if you do it right, you just immediately want to jump glide once you're out, and you're out. And then you go over to your inevitable corner piece. So that is probably the next most viable. If you've never seen Emerald Leaf, by the way, it's over here. The next most used clip, probably... this one's mostly just used more because it's easier than Apartment Side. But if you're having a lot of trouble with Apartment Side, there is another 51% clip here. You can do it the same way that you do Apartment Side, where you kind of just like go at the corner and then go out. But there's a really easy setup for it, where you stand on this, you lock your camera so that it's aiming towards the corner roughly, you jump into the water, and then you run straight up, full tilt. When the screen shakes, you jump, you're out. As long as you set it up properly, it should work every time. This should work. Yeah, okay. That screen shake is like a really easy, simple visual cue that makes this like near effortless. You can also, like I said, you can just do it. Honestly, I find this one a lot easier with a steeper angle. Whereas Apartment angle feels a little better with a shallower angle. I'm actually jumping a little too late for this. This one's a lot harder though, in my opinion, to just do setup list because of this stupid ledge right here. But yeah, if you're doing the setup, this one is like incredibly easy. I used this until I used this setup until the Apartment clip became a thing. So that's all the big Oasis clips and all of the, well, all the practical ones anyway. But there are still 2 more clips that see frequent use. In Small Oasis, I can only think of one set off the top of my head that uses this, but there are other examples. It's just generally they aren't quite as rewarding. But if you get Blue Striped Head, yeah, actually I'll just restart for this. If you get Yellow Ping Blue Striped Head at the start, and you go up, and you get behind the water plant as your piece too. Then doing a monitor clip back here is the optimal play, because why am I so bad at monitor clips today? Whatever, I got it. I'm sure you're familiar with monitor clips already. You played Aquatic Mine, they're very important there. It's a lot less important here, as you can see. But yeah, you want to do it with that set because Water Plant confirms on the tilted pillar, and that's like a sub 30 set, even though it's jail if you do it out of order. If you don't do it out of order, the set is terrible. There's a couple other sets. Did I have... You know, I'm interested, and in order to go check, I'm going to show off a more impractical clip real quick. Let me... this one's definitely tough. Some people used this prior to the apartment clip being found, but basically if you angle your camera just right, you lock your camera, you walk into the right side. I almost got it, but I'm a little off. That's definitely too much the other way. This might work. Nah. As you can see, it is incredibly finicky. Come on. Get the bunny clip. Okay. This should not be this difficult, though. I'm actually just being an idiot. Like, it's bad, but it's not this bad. Okay, there we go. This should work. Yeah. So if you inch forward like that, very precise camera angle, you can get through there. I hope this set wasn't good. Okay, my radar isn't pinging, so we're safe. Oh! Not what I expected, but alright. Anyway, now that I'm back here, we will actually go up this pillar. Hello, Bullseye. So, there are 3 other sets that use the last clip. This one's actually probably a little more practical. I probably should have started with this one, but monitor clip is much easier, so that's why I did that. But they're all corner sets, and they use the statue clip, which I saw you doing Wild Canyon before, so I know you're familiar with how statue clips work. But yeah, it's the same kind of thing. It's actually a little easier with Rouge, because I believe her hitbox is smaller. But in particular, there's a 50-50 and 2 confirmed sets. The 50-50, if you get cool in front of the wall, and you read this and it's corner, when you do your normal jump check here, you're checking for Butterfly's Treasure. If you see Butterfly's Treasure, you won the 50-50. You go up, you grab Butterfly's Treasure. I probably didn't grab it, but whatever. And then you do your statue clip. And you want to do a statue clip over a monitor clip. Monitor clip is fine for this, but statue clip is better because you can actually boost off of the turtle's tunnel out of bounds. And like you can see, that was like a low 30 and I messed up. So that's one set. And then the other 2 are off of the same P1. I know both of these are in the set list I mentioned to you. Nice plants. If you get green pool, so you go up, you grab green pool as normal, yada yada yada, get this guy out of here. If you read this, if it's corner, it confirms thermometer. If it's blue stripe tunnel, it confirms Butterfly's Treasure. Regardless of which of the 2 it is, if it's either of them, you come over here, you do your funny statue clip, flip out, you get your funny boost, you get your corner blue stripe tunnel, which, yeah, if you have blue and white stripe tunnel, it's like right here. Important to know, because very rare piece, very costly piece. So that's all of the really practical ones. There is one more clip that could definitely be practical, but it's not being done because people think it's too hard, which, yeah, no, it is. Axel found this one just a month or 2 ago, but basically, if you, like, jump into this at the right angle, you can, like, 51% clip through that pillar. And this is much faster than monitor clip. It would also be faster than statue clipping for the other sets. But it's just, it's not, like, good enough. I could definitely, like, see, like, if this became incredibly consistent, like, I could see a meta where we don't even, like, take the turtle anymore. But, like, as you can see, this clip is very difficult. Also, there's a few other 51% clips you can do. You can do one off of this jar. You can do one off of this jar. In particular, if you feel like doing Dry Lagoon in 3, this is the one you do it off of. Because you just... I almost actually got it. That one's really tough. So you can do it off of that jar. You can do it off of this jar right here. I believe, anyway. Oh yeah, you can absolutely do it off of that one. And you can also do it off of the jar in jail. The one off of the one in jail is probably the easiest of the bunch to do it off of. Yeah, like you can see, that was very easy. That one's like basically only useful if you're like grabbing corner blue and white striped tunnel out of order, which, I mean, I definitely don't recommend that, but it is something that you can do. But yeah, I believe that is every single clip, all of their applications, even the ones that aren't really used yet or will ever be used. And hopefully that helps.